Hello everybody, welcome to this week's episode of Star Watch, which is a weekly astrological transit report. Today is July 6th, Mercury Day. Happy Mercury Day. Welcome. I hope you guys are having a great week so far. So let's go ahead and dive right in here. Hopefully you guys can hear me okay. There have been lawnmowers out there all morning and I just decided to just record anyway. Hopefully you guys can't even hear it. But anyway, okay, so yesterday we had some big transitions happening, okay? We had Mars comes into Taurus and we had Mercury move into Cancer, both on the same day. And that may have felt like, now, I'm not going to say that that was a terrible thing for everybody. I think some people, there may have been some really great things that happened, and there may have been things that actually launched you or propelled you forward, like kind of a great leap of progress, where others may have felt a little bit weakened or a little tired or felt a little bit of a slowdown. This Mars in Taurus, okay, now this is kind of where my eyes are for the next month. And Mars coming through Taurus, officially Mars has kind of really gone down in the ranks here. As of today, July 6th, he is scoring at a -10, which is a very weak Mars. So we know that Mars is in his detriment. He's in exile over here, in opposition with his natural rulership of Scorpio over here. So he's not really in this place where he truly thrives. You know, Taurus is a very relaxed and feminine and beauty-oriented kind of sign. It's more luxurious, more rich. And Mars is like, I don't care about any of that. You know, he's like, I just want, like, get me to war, get me into battle, let me go make things happen. So he's a little bit of a bull in a china shop right here. And he's kind of being forced to be meticulous, being forced to be careful, being forced to take a break a little bit. Now, there's going to be a lot of things that you're going to really want to do and accomplish this month with Mars and Taurus. And there's going to be, you know, opportunities for you to do that. But see, Taurus is such a passionate sign. And it's one of those signs, like, if you don't have this, like, a consuming passion, it can be really hard to still do it, right? It's like trying to get you to get excited about something that you're just simply not excited about. Like, you can't force that. Otherwise, it just feels fake. And sometimes a Mars in Taurus, like, you still have to, like, do the mundane things, and you still have to do some things that you don't really want to do, right? This is life. And Mars and Taurus can struggle with that a little bit. And now if he finds a focus, and if he finds a passion, and if he finds something to really attach his investment into, then he certainly can go balls to the walls and make a ton of stuff happen really fast. As Mars comes closer and closer to this Uranus North Node conjunction, which is happening on the 31st. So this conjunction is like official on the 31st. And Mars comes into this conjunction on the 1st of August. So really that, like, last week of July, we're going to start to really see some interesting events, some volatility for sure. I'm not super optimistic about the markets financially, okay, coming up. I'm not super optimistic about the markets in general with Mars and Taurus. Also with Mercury in Cancer. Now, a lot of commerce and a lot of exchange can happen through Cancerian energy, but it is still a water sign, and it does have a higher level of density than fire or air. Therefore, things kind of, you know, they operate just a little bit more slowly. And to have Mars and Mercury now, which in a lot of ways are some of our fastest moving planets, plus also Venus will be making her way into Cancer later on as well. So it's just kind of like this July, things are going to kind of start slowing down a little bit. So if you want things to keep going with that momentum, you're going to have to exert all that extra effort in order to ensure that they do. And it's likely that it will feel like effort. Okay? Now, today we also have Venus sitting at 16 degrees of Gemini, and she's right now in a sextile with Chiron, which it's possible that you guys really felt this the past couple days. This absolutely can manifest in myriad ways for each of you. Some people, this could have manifested in terms of questioning certain things, right? Gemini is all about the questions, questioning certain actions, Chiron in Aries, that you're taking, questioning certain paths or certain initiatives that you're sort of getting going in your own life. There could have been, confrontation of self-doubt, any issues with self-worth or being deserving of things. If you are like a small business owner, it's possible that you may be questioning whether or not people will be interested in this new product that you're introducing. Will people want to buy it? If you are just kind of dealing with stuff in your own personal life, say a marriage, you may be questioning your relationships and kind of getting into those more childhood woundings for the sake of healing, but it may change the dynamic of a relationship a little bit too. Doesn't mean that there's going to be massive endings or whatever. This is a positive aspect, so it's surfacing for the sake of overcoming. Others of you may have experienced this sextile as being a little bit more productive, in that you have that enthusiasm to overcome your obstacles a little bit more. You're kind of feeling really, really ready to overcome the doubts and the questions that you have. Venus coming through Gemini, though, she really, really wants to kind of expand her life experience a little bit here. She wants to try a lot of different things, and she's willing to kind of put herself out on the line a little bit, getting out of her comfort zone, which we know that being the ruler of Taurus, also Libra, but Taurus specifically, as the ruler of Taurus, she does kind of get into her comfort zone and her complacency a little bit. So being in Gemini pushes the envelope, but not so much that she's going to sort of clam up and go inside herself and sort of hide from all the change. It's a nice form of incremental change, a nice form of incremental expansion that doesn't feel too overwhelming for Venus. And Mercury here in Cancer is definitely keeping us in tune with our emotion, keeping us in tune with our intuition. So there is a little bit of mercurial guidance coming on. And Mercury, you have to remember, is moving so fast right now. Okay, he's moving. He's not very strong. He's not very strong either, being in Cancer here. But he's moving fast. So he's only going to be in Cancer for a couple weeks until the 19th, when he moves into Leo. So even though he's not in a strong position, he's still moving quickly. Okay, now he's going to be a major player in this full moon that we have coming up. So here today we have this moon in Libra sitting at 7 degrees. Right now it's opposite of, this morning it was actually, not right now, but this morning it was opposite Jupiter. And as the moon makes her way through Scorpio, Sagittarius, and Capricorn, now technically, the full moon is next Wednesday, so I'll talk more about this on Wednesday. But let me just fast forward the clock here just a little bit, and you can kind of see the moon moving here as she moves into Capricorn. Boom, there she is. So we have this full moon happening at 21 degrees of Capricorn, 21 degrees with Pluto in Capricorn, and then Mercury and the Sun over here in Cancer. Now, the moon obviously is in her detriment position. She is not in a strong position here at all. She's sitting at a -1 on this particular day. She's kind of getting hit by some really big players here, Pluto and the Sun. So the build up to this particular full moon is probably going to be pretty intense. And over the past few weeks, remember, and I've said this multiple times, this is a chapter in our lives as the moon continues to make her way through Aquarius, Capricorn, Aquarius, and Pisces every single month. And then again, every 2 weeks after that, it comes through Leo, Cancer, Leo, and Virgo. There's either a conjunction with Pluto, Saturn, or Neptune, or an opposition with Pluto, Saturn, and Neptune. So we kind of are in this massive cycle right now of like closing all of these things out slowly and slowly and slowly and slowly. And it's happening in big areas of life. We've got Capricorn, we've got Aquarius, we've got Pisces. So this is more like humanitarian and our place in humanity, which means that our roles in humanity are really changing. And the more mundane aspects of life and the more everyday things are becoming more and more aligned with that greater good. And it's possible that in the next upcoming week, you are feeling the necessity of something to really be destroyed. And I say that with Plutonic influence, that something must be destroyed so that progress can be made in other areas. And this could be destruction of, of a friendship, destruction of a current work environment, destruction of something that's just really not working in your home, like that messy closet or that messy garage that just really needs to be taken care of. But you have to destroy something in order for something to be rebirthed. And because we have Cancerian energy, which is all about like the passing on of things with the home and family component and the emotional security and the emotional safety, you are safe to do those things. And the sun is over here saying, yes, it's okay to let go. Yes, it's okay. And Mercury is here to support in any way that he can through offering insight and offering intuition and offering messages and synchronicities and overall just feelings that are going to be your guide. Let me actually switch to the decan so we can see, because this is happening in the Neptunian or the Piscean decan of Cancer. So we have the Pisces component, we have the Plutonic component, okay, with the Mercury component here as well. Pluto and Neptune energies. You're going to notice something leaving and a path that may likely be abandoned to some degree. And as the moon makes her way weeks later, again, we'll talk about this next week, you'll probably notice that particular old path coming more and more and more to a close. Okay, so let me go back to today. So here we are. Here's Mars sitting at 1. We talked about Venus a little bit, talked about Chiron. And then we also have Jupiter, which is sort of climbing up in strength a little bit. He's getting a little bit stronger. He is offering continued optimism and continued support in so many ways. I'm trying to think. Mercury is going to be coming into a square with Jupiter this week as well. And so there is a bigness or a grandness in terms of our vision. This is a great opportunity to allow yourself to think through things. By think, I mean feel, to emotionally think through things, to think through toward the bigger and the grander vision, which has been a point of focus for me in my readings for quite some time, that it's so critical for us to think bigger, to think and to dream and to visualize and to, kind of journal and to manifest and to do the law of attraction type stuff for the things that seem bigger than what we should be asking for. We should be unreasonable with our requests. We should be illogical. We should be irrational, because this Jupiter through Aries, it kind of is helping us be a little bit more selfish in a good way, especially for those who are a little bit more empathic or who are a little bit more prone to sacrificing your own needs for the sake of helping others. So this Jupiter-Mercury square is going to offer us, the big thinking that is important for the manifestation of the big things. And this full moon is going to be closing out the things that get in the way of the bigger new things. So please don't hold back. Please don't scale back. The world will form around you if you continue to hold things solid in your vision. If you fluctuate with your vision, if you decide to, okay, today I'm going to dream big, but then tomorrow I'm going to doubt everything and I'm going to push it away and I'm going to say, oh, well, that's not possible, that's not realistic. If you fluctuate, then nothing really substantial will happen and your life will just sort of continue. But if you hold it and you hold it strong in spite of doubts surfacing, there's likely to be some sort of clicking into alignment motion that will occur. Slowly but surely, incrementally, almost imperceivable to you, but it will click into place nonetheless. As the sun comes, the sun is, now we talked about the sex, I forgot about this. We talked about the sextile with Chiron, but now we also have this square, sun moving into a square with Chiron as well. So when I was talking about the self-doubt and everything, this had a lot to do with that as well. I think I forgot to mention that. So, the sun creeping up to Chiron. So if you're still kind of feeling a little low or feeling a little self-doubt, this is probably one of the offenders, okay? Sun coming into square with Chiron. Chiron is one of my tough planets. He makes the process so much more challenging than I think it really should be otherwise, because this is like, again, that inner child wounding coming out to play and saying, well, you don't deserve it, or but your parents said money was evil, or remember what happened when you did that to authority last time, and it's like that reminder in your head that just won't ever shut up or go away. I don't know that you can ever really make it go away. It's just a matter of whether or not you give it power. So this is an opportunity for you to not give those voices power. You can love that part of yourself and understand why that part of yourself formulated or was built in the first place, but you don't have to let it win. And this may be a little bit of a battle of like the sun versus Chiron. You got to let that sun win, where the sun represents the overall desires of the soul and our spirituality and the desire of achievement and attainment. And remember, being in Cancerian season with Mercury in Cancer and later on with Venus coming through Cancer, this is a reminder that your emotional world, your private life is absolutely, like you're safe. You have a safe place, you have safe people, you have safe relationships. And those are people that can be incredibly supportive for you right now as you are going through pretty big transitions. The people who struggle a lot with this world in general, right? People who struggle with fitting in or feeling so out of place, the people who just don't really get this world at all. Like, you don't get the money thing, you don't get the hard work thing, you don't get the abuse thing, you don't get the power thing. Like, your mind just literally does not compute. I know there's a lot of you out there, like your mind just does not compute as to why anybody would design a system like this and why we all just continue to follow. I think people like you are going to have there's going to be a little bit of a power shift coming up throughout the end of the year, specifically beginning with Mars coming into conjunction with Uranus North Node in Taurus. This is kind of really where it all begins, where the people who are more living as the embodiment of their spirituality, living as the embodiment of peace and love and compassion, there is going to be a little bit of a power flip. And this is a week with this full moon coming to a conjunction with Pluto right here. This is a week where we get to kind of work to release the hold that the past powers that be, Pluto in Capricorn, continue to try to exert. Okay, and I'm not trying to get all that conspiracy theory, political or whatever on you guys, but I think you guys know what I'm talking about. I think we're at a point as a collective, right? The internet is too big now for us to all just like buy into the system. Like, it's too big. It's too mature. It's too accessible. It's too in your face now. And I think we're all just kind of at a point where we're like, okay, well, we're done. We're done. We're tired of looking at it. We're tired of living in this way. And this system is changing. The norm is changing. And you are doing that. You are at the forefront of that by the embodiment of release that's happening this week. So allow yourself to release the tie and the attachment to the beliefs that, you have to have and do and be certain things, and to really allow yourself to set yourself free. Okay, because I think that's a huge message with Jupiter coming through Aries. Not only, I know Jupiter is going to be going retrograde on July 28th. We'll dip back into Pisces in October, and then we'll move into Aries for the first 5 months up through May of 2023. So there's going to be a lot of freedom energy with Jupiter through Aries. Jupiter through Aries. A lot of freedom energy, and that being kind of the soul driver with a lot of decisions, right? Does what I want to do ultimately bring me closer to freedom, or does it take me further away from freedom? And that's how you're going to be, going to be the full-on basis for many of your life decisions. Okay, I think that's pretty much everything. I know we've talked about this Saturn thing for quite a while. So I'm going to leave you guys with that. Just keep it really, really short and sweet for this week. You guys know I love you. I hope you have an amazing week, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Take care.